there was a refresh there. Okay, let me just adjust the histogram, and I'll capture 3 of them, I guess. 3 should be sufficient, 3 to 4. Okay, let me open up Astro Toaster. Okay, Jack, thank you. Oh my goodness, we got that in color. Okay. I haven't used this much, so bear with me. Let's see. Monitor. Pick that one's the one I did. And make up another one. Call it stack. SRDSM using AT. Alright. Now you were saying something about stacked. Okay, is that the one I want? Let me see. Hang on a sec. Desktop Astro Toaster. Make sure I got the right one. Good. Okay, good. I haven't used this too much. Okay, so I got that all saved. Alright, so let me see. That there. Okay, that's without it. I think that's pretty good there. Let's start saving images. And I'm gonna have to save these manually. Sorry, I just... Hey, can Astro Toaster stack TIFFs? Because yeah, batch save, so you can do a batch save in that. Okay, I'm just gonna do save as. And we're going to say NGC. Anybody know what galaxy this one is again, please? Number? The one I'm on? Thanks, Don. 6946. If it recognizes... Okay, we'll try TIFF first. Okay. And let me see, Astro Toaster, make sure. Okay, we got the first image. So it is saving it. Alright. Bear with me. I'm going to capture them first and then we'll start Astro Toaster. So let me just pay attention to how this changes. This is not easy to do because I got to watch for the subtle changes. I'm just going to capture 3 to 4 of them. Oh yeah, right. Thanks, Don. Thank you. Yeah, we're on TIFF now. Let's make sure. TIFF. Okay. Leave that there. Okay, that should have saved that one. And we're going to save this as B. Okay, and we'll wait for another refresh. Again, you can do batch saving. I just don't know how to save these. I can save one, but I don't know how to save a multiple set of them. It can be done, Rock said. I just don't know how to do it yet. because I don't really think I need stacking. Okay, that was a refresh. And we'll do one more. So we'll have 4 of them. Thank you, Pat and Jack. Now, obviously, I can play with the color adjustment tool. Okay, there was another refresh. See, they're very subtle. Okay, 4 is enough. Wouldn't you agree? Cancel. This should be a save. I hit the wrong button. Okay, 4's there. Yep. All right. So let's go into Astro Toaster. Let me pull this window a bit bigger. I'm going to have to move that out of the way for now. Sorry, I'm going to try and match the preview. I think that should be good enough. Just above the clock. Is that okay like that? That's good enough? You can see that all right? Okay. And put this behind it again. Alright, so all I have to do is hit monitor, stack. Now the refresh, do I hit the I don't need refresh because it's just going to stack these few. And let me open up the color. Now this is where maybe I'll have a little advantage on bringing out a little more detail, but then I can play with the histogram in Malacam Sky even better. But let's see. Okay, there's your stack. Okay, let's leave this at default because it's not fair. Okay, I'll do it after. So I hit reset, so you see I'm hitting reset, so it's at default. Okay, because there's no sense me enhancing it with that. Okay, let's just go back to the... Okay, guys, that is the single image. Okay? There's the stack. What do you guys think? Me? I don't think there's any difference. I actually think it's worse. I think it's not as good. But I'll leave it up for a bit. Yep, just good thing, Al, that you persuaded me to do this because, as I said, I did it in the house, not connected live, but I just wanted to show you guys the difference between a stack and a single, and I virtually see no improvement. This is 4. My example, I used 9 before. But this is 4, and I don't see an improvement. There is the single image. Okay. This just proves the point that there's just so much smoothness to it. The noise is reduced drastically, even without dark frame correction. Now we'll put on dark frame correction, and we can save another 4 and see if there's any difference. You guys want to try that? Shouldn't take too long because they're short. They're only 15 seconds doubled. There is the stack again. Now I can play with this and let's see what happens. We can increase the contrast. Lower the black level a tiny bit. We can add a couple of percentage on the expand. Apply. You can't go too strong with this. I'm only on number 2. I'll show you what I'm doing here. Okay. I don't like this one. I use the sky gradient. I think it's making the image worse, to tell you the truth. So really, I wouldn't bother stacking this with this camera. Let me reset everything again. Let me reset. Okay, there's the reset. And let's see. I don't know. It's not, for me, it's not worth the effort. You know, I can get the live shot here and have better results. Well, we're proving it right now. Now, if I want to make this darker, I can go to the actual real histogram and improve this a little bit. Now, I just tweaked this a little bit. Yeah, it just got worse. Thanks, Don, Bob. Now, I tweaked the live histogram a little bit, so we'll wait for the next refresh. I just lowered the white point and raised the black a touch. Now, don't forget, the dark field is still disengaged. Yeah, Bob, I'm not into all this tweaking. I like simplicity. Like, you know, I'm observing. I just want to have fun and see what happens and see the image. I think this is really, really nice, a single image. Yeah, and to be honest with you, Don, as much as I think it's a good program, Astro Toaster, I can't believe how many images it saves. Like, it will stack subfolders and then another one in another group. It like really takes up the resources a lot. So I would rather just not use it. Okay, so let's kick in the dark field correction again. Again, there's the stack, and I'll just put that to reset. And I think the live looks just as good. Now, there's the dark field applied. Let me tweak this a little bit. Let's see what happens right about there. Let's go a couple of points later, right about there. So right now, Al, I'm clipping. I am definitely clipping, but I adjusted the black point. I raised the black point a bit. And there you go. Yeah. 15 seconds, Andy. Full gain, 15 seconds. Okay. I like to take a vote on that, Al. I want people, just be honest with us all. Who prefers no dark field? No dark frame, I mean, correction. Al, anybody else? It's good to know, because maybe I can tweak a little bit. And who prefers with dark field? All right. Thank you very much. Okay, one undecided. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 4, and 1 not. Okay. 9, 4, 9 with dark field and 1 without, and 1 undecided. 10. Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, that's 10. We only got 44 viewers, So we got 10 out of 44 people who responded saying that they prefer, one saying no, and one undecided. I think overall I'll go with the numbers, and I think myself I would go with the dark field myself too. No doubt about it. I think it makes a big difference. Okay, thanks guys. Okay, we'll move on. Let's move forward. So forget this Astro Toaster, okay? I'm going to shut it off and just forget this. Everybody okay with Astro Toaster going? We don't need it. Yep, I got the best view. You're right, Don, and I definitely say dark field is the way to go. Proves a lot. Okay, thanks guys. Quit, and Astro Toaster's gone. Oh, it feels nice not to save images. Making up those folders and everything. Oh, I just love simplicity. As I say, Astro Toaster is phenomenal. It's a great program for cameras that need stacking. But the SkyRaider Deep Sky is one camera that does not need any stacking. It's good on its own as a single image. Okay, let's move forward. Oh, you're very welcome, Don. Thank you, Al, for convincing me to do this. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm glad you guys... This is what it's all about, guys, is to test tonight. Who cares if we see 5 objects or 500 objects? It's all about testing tonight. I want to see what works and what doesn't, what's the best. So we just confirmed stacking is not for this camera. You don't need it. All right, and the dark field is good too. Dark field correction. Yeah, for cameras like the Universe, any of those that need stacking, yeah, it's fantastic. I think it would be wonderful with the Universe, Jack, and I'm going to use it for the Universe. But I got too spoiled just getting away from these. Let's go to, I don't want to bore you guys. Let's go to M16. I got so spoiled, guys, getting away from stacking, making folders, using Milo Slick's live stacking. I'm not used to this. You guys remember me years and years ago making up folders using Deep Sky Stacker Live, and I had fun at the time, but times have changed, and I don't need to go through all that work anymore, and it's nice not to have to do it when I don't need to do it. So let's stop the guider. We're going to head over to M16. Let's go to a star. I can go to this SAO star. I don't want to miss the eagle, and especially the swan. And let's go back to 1 second. So we cleared a lot of things so far. That's great. Okay, Don. I'm just getting back. I'm going to read this. If I missed anything, just let me know, please. Okay, there should be an SAO star right there in the bottom. Okay. Alright, now is this up or down? I can't remember. Try this way. Alright. Okay, that's close enough. Okay. Okay, off to M16. Works great. I've not done live AT with the Universe. We'll have to try next time out. Yeah, Jack, I wouldn't even bother using the 7nm filter with the Universe. No, I wouldn't bother because it's RGB. You're only going to be, you're getting low resolution because you're only using the red filter. And it's going to take a long exposure times too. That's why I never bought an HA, 2-inch HA. I just got the 1 1/4. I'd have to buy a 2-inch HA for that camera. It's just not worth it to use HA with it, unless you're doing CCD imaging. But for near real time with it, it's going to be too much exposure time in that. You need a black and white camera for HA, I think, is the best. The CMYG is better than the RGB for HA, but still you can't compete with a black and white camera. Oh, this camera, yeah. Alright. Let's take that one off. Let's go to 16. Not too far away from it. Yeah, it's nice. Speaking of all sky, let's check. See, we are clear. I like this clock. This clock here is pretty neat. Webcam Max. It's not bad. Alright, now I'll put the histogram back to default. And we'll get the guider going. Yeah, you can't beat a black and white camera for resolution, for sensitivity, and in most cases narrowband imaging. It's really good. That's true. That is true, Bob. Okay, do you guys want me to leave this at full gain? We might as well for now. Nice thing is we don't have to wait for a countdown if I change. I know, Simon, I know you. I'll leave it at full gain for now. Alright, now, I'm just curious. Let's swing this histogram way up and let's see what happens. Alright, we're at 1 second exposure. Let me keep it going. Okay, we got a little bit of nebulosity there. You see that? That's under 1 second. That's 1 second. Full gain, yeah. Alright, now let's add on 3 seconds. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I'm going to play. Let's have fun. Let's experiment. Okay, that's 3 seconds. And let me put this at, say, 30. I'm just playing with the histogram, guys. There's 3 seconds. And pretty incredible. Hang on a sec, Bob. Let me adjust this. I'm just playing with the histogram only. Okay, that's 3 seconds. No guiding. We will center this now. Alright. Yeah, it'd be no problem with an Altaz. No problem at all. I'm at about, I'm guessing between 3.6 and 3.8, f3.6, 3.8. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out which way to move this. This went down to the right. Okay, I just moved it now. So we gotta wait 6 seconds. Okay, wrong way. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, so that's okay there. I'm gonna move it over to the right. Wrong way. Okay. I'd say about here, right here should be good. Yep, let's push this baby. Let's see, we'll give it a little bit more exposure. I could raise the, or lower the white point a little bit more. Let's see. Let's go to 25. And 3 seconds, guys. 3 seconds exposure. Confirmed right there. Oh, you can see it up here. Oh no, I don't have the histogram. Okay, let's increase. Let's go to 5. I'm not even guiding. Let's see how it goes, how long I can go without guiding. Oh, hang on. Let's try it about there. So that's 5 seconds, guys. 5 seconds. I think that's pretty darn good for 5 seconds. I'm going to turn, you saw a shift there. Watch the next shift. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks, Andy. So remember, I think it is taking double the exposure, like not the exposure, it takes odd and even. Let's see, it just did it right there. So this should be about a 10-second, and we'll do it, but it's a 5-second exposure only, though. There we go. Let me see when the next one is. Let's see. I can't tell. I'm not got. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, it's about 10 seconds before it shows, which is, it's no big deal because this is a very fast camera. Is the white on the right or left of the histogram? The white point is the one always on the right of the peak. Dewey. The black point is on the left. Here, let me expand this. So I'll show you what I'm doing here. Okay, here's your peak, okay? Here's your white point. Here's your black point, okay? Now, what happens if you clip? I'll just show you a little how this works. Now we're going to go to the left. We're going to raise the black point, okay? Now watch this clip into the data. We'll go right into halfway into the peak. Watch how dark. See? That's called clipping. You're clipping the data. So we'll lower it back to where it should be. Right about there. Now we'll raise the white point towards the peak. It's called raising it. I mean lowering it. This is lowering it. And we'll go right to the peak. Right there, okay? So we're lowering the white towards the peak, which brightens up the brighter gray shades. So they get white, the whiters get brighter and brighter, the lighter gray shades. The darker gray shades is controlled by the black point. Now if we raise the white point the other way, the light gray shades get darker, get less bright, less intense. Okay, that's how it works. 5 seconds exposure. Okay, Al, we'll see you later. Take care. Five-second exposure. Bring it up. Let's give it more exposure. I'm going to turn my guider on. Let me take an exposure. See if I can get a guide star. Okay, we got a guide star. Let's bring this up to 10 seconds. I'll bring this back to full size. Excuse me. Okay, and I got to fix the white and black point again. Okay, very good, Jack. So we got the gain at max 5, and that doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna let's see. I'll raise this a bit more. Let's go to 90. Okay. Okay, good to know, Bob. So about 3-second lag. Alrighty. Alright, so that right there is 10 seconds. 10-second exposure. We're starting to see the pillars creation good here now. That's not too bad. Now, let me just adjust the contrast brightness, see what happens. Okay. I'm just going to ridiculously bring it up to minus 100 on the contrast. Let me just see what happens from minus 50 to minus 100. I want to get a good feel for the contrast in gamma. See what it actually does. So I jumped up the contrast from minus 50 to 100. That widened the peak quite a bit. So let me back off the histogram a bit. Okay, don't mind me, guys, I'm just experimenting. Evening, Gary, how are you? Okay, that's contrast up, Jack and Andy, everybody else. I went from minus 50 to minus 100. So playing with the contrast and everything's good. Let me just raise the black point, the gamma. Let's go way up to 180. 1.8 is the maximum of the gamma. I just put the gamma to maximum. Let's see what happens. Let's get a good feel for this. Okay, there's a big difference in gamma. Now if I move my histogram back over and the white point 5, let's see. Alright, so it just adjusts. I think it was nice on there, so I'm gonna, let's see, that's actually not bad. Okay, I'm gonna put my gamma back to about 1, I think 165 is good, and I like that gamma there. Let me put the gamma even lower. Let's go about 140. I'm just playing with gamma for now. Good night, Teresa. Take care. Okay, so there's the gamma. And let's lower the contrast to 80. And let's say 85. Okay. Nice thing about these short exposures is you can play with the contrast gamma, get a good feeling for them. I'm still on the same exposure, by the way, 10 seconds. I like that. Okay, now let's play with the histogram. Let's go 50. Let's see what happens there. Yep, 10 seconds on this one. Okay, let's wait for the next refresh. Might drop the white point a little bit. They have been, Jack, no doubt about it. I would put my money on it. They have been processed for sure. Sure, I will, yep. Okay, let's lower this one. Right about there. I want to try and get the best image possible with the least amount of exposure. Okay, how's that looking right about there so far? That's 10 seconds. That's looking okay? Alright, thanks everybody. Thank you very much. Yep. Yeah, you can't eat 10 seconds. That's pretty good. Now, I could increase the exposure a touch, but I don't know if I need to. I'll probably drop the gain a little bit and increase the exposure a touch. Thanks, Dewey. Let's see what happens. But contrast gamma, I'm going to leave right about there. That looks pretty good. I think that's a nice setting right there. I know. This is pretty amazing. Wow. That must have been nice. Yeah, I think that's pretty good there. Let's give a bit more time. Try 15. I think 15 max is what we need to go. Because if you see my histogram here, you could see I got the peak pretty well where I want it. I want it about here, from here to here. Right now it's going to fall right about there. So I'll take this one and just go here. Take this one and go there for now. I've never did the eagle in 15 seconds. I remember that somebody was posting some pictures before using longer exposures, but I've never had exposures this fast to see detail like this. Okay, there's 15 seconds. Just gets better and better. Oh, for sure, yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see this. Okay, we don't want to clip. And go about 155. Let's see. They sure will. Well, for those that just joined us, we did prove a few points. Stacking does not benefit this camera at all. A single image is just as nice, if not better, than a stacked image. Most of us, about 90% of us, 95% of us, said the dark field correction enhanced the image, made it much better. So we got two things, and also the refresh does take double the time because it's reading odd and even lines, which is no big deal because we're doing super short exposures anyways. If I had to choose, Dean, to be honest with you, I would take this camera over the Exterminator black and white one I have. Yeah, I like Milo Slick software, but you don't need Milo Slick with this camera because all you have to do is adjust the histogram. That's pretty well all you have to do. You just got to figure out what's best where your contrast and your brightness. Well, if you're using a color camera, you'll have brightness also and the color settings. But it does have a, you can see here, it's got a white balance button. So you can hit that. Or you can manually adjust the RGB. What else? Your adjustments. You got your hue, saturation to deal with color, but basically I don't really touch these too much. Maybe you can increase or decrease the saturation a bit. Brightness does not work with the black and white. It only works with the color. So you'll have brightness to deal with the color also. But basically, it's simple to adjust. It's not hard at all. You need a computer for sure. If you're going without a computer, you have no choice, but you have to get the Extreme Exterminator. They're very good cameras, all of them, for their own purposes, needs. If you were asking me if I only had one chance to have one camera, and I use a computer, which I do, I would go with this camera over my Extreme and Exterminator. I'm being honest with you, 100% honest. I'd go with this camera. I can't say yet about the color because I haven't seen it yet. Test it. I will be testing it after AstroCats in the next couple of weeks. But as far as black and white goes, I would go with this camera. Okay, what were we doing? 15 seconds. And I'd like just to lower this a touch. Let me see, what am I at? Let's go to about 175. Just to make it smoother a bit. Thanks, Simon. No, you don't need a capture card. It's all digital. Yep. Direct USB, it's digital. Yeah, I like lowering. I don't like the white point too high. It makes it too noisy, so just control the white point just to bring out the detail that you need. Get back this off a touch, right about there. That should be good there. I think 15 seconds is plenty. Now the Swan will be even faster. Speaking of the Swan, I want to see that one. I always miss the Swan. There you go. I think that looks pretty darn good in 15 seconds. Full gain. That is amazing. Super fast. That the stars in the cluster do not have. Yes, exactly. No DSP artifacts. You're right, Jack. You know what it is like, Dean? You're right. It is basically a combination of the image quality of Melicam Universe with the speed of the Exterminator. That's what this camera is. Gives you the quality, image quality, CCD-like quality, for those striving for that, of the Universe, but it gives you the speed of the Exterminator. I think Rock deserves a big applause. I think he did a fantastic job. He worked hard last 3 years doing this. I think he's come up with a very, very nice camera. I'm dying to try out the color. I'm looking forward to it, actually. Very clean, very, very clean. And don't forget, guys, I've been doing this for years, but I'm still a rookie with this camera. I'm still experimenting. I don't know it that well either. I'm not ashamed to admit, you know, I'm learning. I'm learning how to play with the software. I'm learning with the settings of the camera. I could do a lot better. Give me a month or two with this and it will be even better. It just takes time to learn new equipment. The thing that makes it a nice price point, Gary, is there's no cooler. I think the results with the dark field subtraction is better than my cooler on full. I still have warm pixels showing, even in the winter. Not as bad, but summer's even worse. But when I'm using my cooler on full with the Extreme or Exterminator, I still have warm pixels. They're not completely eliminated. They're pretty good, but they're still there a bit. But this dark field correction takes away everything. The pixels are gone. Here, let me turn it off for you, just to appreciate it. Okay, so I turned it off. Yeah, it's standard definition, but the problem is, Dean, we're dealing with near real-time viewing. We have to be realistic. How much resolution are we really going to get without sacrificing sensitivity? Yes, maybe as time progresses, technology will improve and it will get better and better, but there is that threshold limit between resolution and sensitivity when we're trying to view deep sky objects that are very faint, very distant, over time, in as fast as possible speed. It just your sensitivity is going to suffer when you increase drastically the resolution. There's just, it's the law of physics. There's no ways around it. Maybe one day they'll come up with new technology, new sensors, but I don't see that right now. Not for a while. Hi, John. How are you? Yeah, I'm just saying, Simon, no matter what I do, and I always set my cooler, you can't eliminate all of them. There is always still going to be some pixels. You get most of them, but there is... What I'm trying to say is it won't clean it up. The cooler won't clean up the pixels as much as the dark field is correcting these, eliminating these pixels. That's what I mean. Yeah. It does definitely help dramatically, the cooler. When you turn that on properly, you can reduce it very much so. But I find using this dark field correction, it clears up everything. There's just nothing left, no pixels left at all. Now you can see them. There's one there, 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 there. You can see them. They're little pinpoints of light. Now watch when I engage it. Again. Okay, it's on. And don't forget, I took this dark field 2-3 hours ago at 10 o'clock, so 3 hours ago. And the temperature's getting cooler now. It's dropping. And they're still working. But watch all these pixels here. Look at them all here. Diminish. They disappear. There you go. I'll try and find any. Let's see. I can't find any. You guys tell me if you see any. I don't see any at all. No, I don't see any. These are stars. That's a star. These are all stars. The pixels, you'll see them as pinpoint, very bright light, points of light. No, that cleans it up really good. Let me check, Gary. It was 73 when I started. Hang on. Let me see. Hang on, let me just turn that to Fahrenheit. 72. Humidity was 55, now it's 58. Visibility still at 9. But look at the temperature, it's supposed to drop down to feels like 59 overnight. 61, 59. Humidity's going to be about the same, 56%. So right now we're at 72, so we dropped a degree. Still very pleasant. I just don't want to miss anybody here. I can see why Rock says you can use Alt-Test with no issues. Yep, you can for sure, Dwee. No problem. This should be no problem at all. Thanks, Gary. You're welcome, Gary. All right, let's go to... do you guys... Let me see how much time I have left here on this object. It's still not too bad. Do you want me to go to M17 or play with the gain here? You know I really want to see M17. My last 2 times out, I missed out on it. Exposure here now is 15 seconds. Gain,